Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session at cause number 331-790. Case is style of State of Texas versus Saul Gonzalez Cardenas. And the court has been informed that Mr. Cardenas does speak some English, but he also speaks Spanish. And so we have Ms. Renteria, who is our interpreter. Ms. Renteria, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Renteria, do you swear or affirm to interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish to help you God?
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Ms. Renteria, ask Mr. Cardenas if his full name is Saul Gonzalez Cardenas.
¿Ese es su nombre, Saúl González Cárdenas?
Sí.
Yes.
And then ask Mr. Cardenas to raise his right hand.
Alce su mano derecha.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Usted jura decir la verdad, nada más que la verdad, así es que lo ayude Dios.
Sí.
Yes.
You may put your hand down. Mr. Cardenas, I have before me a document that is titled Information.
El documento que tiene enfrente de él tiene título de información.
In this information, it alleges that on or about February 12th of 2022, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation.
Tiene el registro de ese documento que that was December 2nd or February 2nd?
February 12th of 2022.
Febrero 12 de este año que cometió la ofensa de resistiendo arresto. Yes.
Mr. Cardenas, do you understand what you have been charged with?
¿Sí entiende el cargo que tiene contra usted?
Sí.
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Con este cargo que tiene ante usted, ¿se declara culpable, no culpable o no contesta el cargo? Guilty.
Now, Mr. Cardenas, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Se está declarando culpable voluntariamente y por usted mismo?
Sí.
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
¿Y se está declarando culpable porque en realidad es culpable?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Cardenas, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
¿Ese documento que tiene enfrente lo reconoce?
Sí.
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, he only put his initials on one line. We put that check mark, that's supposed to be his initials, right there on the second line, where it's asks for discovery.
Yes, sir.
Ponga sus iniciales aquí donde está la palomita esa. Okay, hágalo. Yes.
Mr. Cardenas, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This is the same document that you acknowledged on page 1. On page 2 of this document, there are 2 sets of initials. SG, the first set of initials are on a line next to the box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this line?
Sí.
Yes.
The second set of initials is on a line below a paragraph that is titled Discovery Admonishment.
Esos son sus iniciales, yes.
And this states that I do not request discovery of the evidence.
Eso no me está diciendo que no está pidiendo el descubrimiento de la evidencia.
I waive my right to request discovery in this case,
Y que se da de alta para pedir el descubrimiento de su caso.
and I choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest.
Y me estoy declarando culpable de este cargo.
Did you place your initials on this line?
Sí,
Sí.
son sus iniciales.
on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
¿Esa es su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
On the next document is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
¿Esa es su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Así entiende las dos marcas que están en ese documento.
Sí.
The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
La segunda marca es que no tienen derecho de apelar el caso. ¿Se entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
I also have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that is titled defendant?
¿Esa es su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
Are these your initials on the line stating you want to waive your right to an attorney, which means to give up your right to an attorney and to
Yes.
represent yourself?
¿Esos son sus iniciales?
Sí.
Yes.
And I have another document that's titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Do you recognize this document?
¿Reconoce ese documento?
Sí.
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
¿Esa es su firma?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Cardenas, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just mentioned to you, did Ms. Renteria go over these documents with you in Spanish?
Antes de que usted firmara sus documentos, yo le expliqué sus documentos.
Sí.
Yes.
And did you understand everything that she went over?
¿Y si entendió todo lo que se le explicó?
Sí.
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
¿Todo es cierto en esos documentos?
Sí.
Yes.
And Mr. Cardenas, are you a citizen of the United States?
¿Es usted ciudadano de este país?
Sí.
Yes.
And now, Mr. Cardenas, you have a right to have a court reporter type down everything that's being said, or you could waive or give up that right. Do you waive or give up your right to a record?
Usted tiene el derecho de escoger si quiere un registro de lo que está sucediendo en corte hoy o no lo tiene que pedir. Lo puede tener o lo puede no pedir.
Pues si no hay problemas, yo quisiera tener.
Quisiera tener un reporte de lo que está sucediendo hoy en corte.
Bueno, no.
No, sir, he waives that right for
Okay.
a reporter.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Would you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1 to be used as evidence in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, state offer stage one.
Now, Mr. Cardenas, the state is offering this document, State's Exhibit Number 1, to be used as evidence in your case. This is the same document that you stated that you acknowledged, that you recognize this document on page 1, same document that have your initials on page 2, and it has your signature on page 3. The state would like to use this document as evidence against you. Is it all right for the state to use this document as evidence in your case?
Está bien que el Estado use ese documento como evidencia de su caso.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, no objection, State Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Cardenas, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
¿Hay alguna razón o usted cree que está mentalmente mal para estar aquí presente? No.
Mr. Cardenas, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
El juez entonces lo encuentra culpable de este caso, el cual usted está mentalmente competente para aceptar este cargo y entender lo que está pasando con ese cargo contra usted.
State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of guilty, the state is recommending 1 year of deferred adjudication, a $500 fine, 50 hours of community service. And that's the contents of our plea.
Okay. Mr. Cardenas, the state is offering that you serve 1 year of deferred probation.
El Estado le está ofreciendo que haga una aprobación de 1 año.
During this 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500.
Durante este año de aprobación va a tener que pagar una fianza de $500,
Court costs of $352.
a una fianza de, es como taxes que le estaba explicando, que son adicionalmente $352.
You will require to pay a probation fee of $60 each month.
También tiene que pagar una fianza a la aprobación, que son $60 cada mes.
Your analysis fee of $15 each month.
Como le dije, se tiene que someter a pruebas de orín y van a ser $15 cada vez que le hagan estas pruebas.
The total amount you would have to pay each month is $155. Will you be able to pay the $155 each month?
Lo que tiene que pagar mensualmente son 155. Si puede pagar eso mensualmente,
Sí.
ya.
You'll also be required to to perform 50 hours of community service.
También va a tener que hacer 50 horas de servicio de comunidad, si va a poder hacer esas horas.
And you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation.
Y también va a tener, si lo ponen con otros requisitos, va a tener que cumplir con esos requisitos.
Do you understand the state's offer?
¿Se entiende la oferta del Estado?
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
¿Usted cree que la oferta que le hizo el Estado fue justa?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you accept the state's offer?
¿Y si la acepta?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Cardenas, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Cardenas, if you successfully complete the probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to the attorney about a non-disclosure.
Como le estaba explicando, si usted termina su año de aprobación sin ninguna batalla, este cargo se le va a quitar y no va a aparecer en su registro. Una vez que termine su aprobación, para que se borre completamente del sistema, puede aplicar para otra cosa que se llama non-disclosure, y para eso tiene que agarrar un abogado para que el abogado le ayude a quitar este cargo de su registro.
Okay. Please stand on the X and follow the court clerk. Once you finish, follow it right here.
Aquí va a pasar aquí enfrente.
Once you follow the clerk, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Cardenas, can I get your right thumbprint on that blue light in front of you? Okay, you can remove your thumb.
You need to talk to the other person, you can.
Now, Mr. Cardenas, can I get signature?
Hmm?